My mother is a soldier who...
Philosophy. Yeah, philosophy. So, what is your philosophy? Now, this was the I've always known that spirituality, religion, that's what this area is pertaining to. Everybody has a different kind of philosophy, though, and I want to speak to as many people as possible and avoid as much division as possible. So, philosophy. What are your morals aligned with? That's how I look at philosophy. All right, according to the internet, philosophy is the study of the fundamental nature of knowledge, reality, and existence, especially when considered as an academic discipline, a particular system of philosophical thought, the study of the theoretical basis of a particular branch of knowledge or experience, thinking, reasoning, thought. So maybe not your morals so much, but like your the way you think. Check that out. So the last video that I just did was physical and psychological. So the way you think is in really direct connection to all the areas of life, but I think the ones that impact your philosophy the most, impact your spirit the most, are your physical and psychological areas of your life. Where are you at? Who are you with? Because that's part of your environment and personal. But really it's more environmental, because you can't be with somebody if they're not in the environment, you can maintain a relationship with somebody, but the most impactful relationships are going to be the ones that are environmental, the ones that are nearby. And then the things that you have in your mind constantly. So in order for you to, the beautiful thing about your philosophy being linked to all areas of your life is that, in theory, if you were to get all of if you were able to get your philosophy in line, then you would perhaps, I guess, in order, by nature, by law, be able to get your whole life in order. So that's why a lot of people are into religion and into spirituality and things of that nature, because that's the order of it. Like, I think a lot of us are naturally, as human beings, as spirit beings having a human experience, I think a lot of us know that we have a thought process. Like, there is something that supersedes us physically and psychologically. Like, there is a higher level of thinking out there, a higher intelligence. That's where I'm going at. So yeah, there is a higher intelligence out there, and I think a lot of human beings a lot of spirit beings having this human experience know that. So they align themselves with some form of religion, which is a high form of thinking. However, due to all the corruption, us 88 babies, we just don't know. We just don't know for no. We don't know for sure. We know a little bit, basically, mostly, for sure. But there's just some things just like, we don't believe you, you need more people, you put your trust in a nigga, you know what I'm saying? So there are some things that have left us a little weary of the world. However, we are still dedicated to uplifting the communities that we were charged to uplift. Hence me doing what I'm doing. Now, I don't ever, according to my philosophy, the last thing you want to do is be out here confusing philosophy for others. Don't be out here misleading, God's people. That's what the Bible said. I don't tell people what to do. I just try to be a really good example, because that's also what the Bible said. Let your light shine so before man, that they may see your good works and glorify our Father which is in heaven. So that's what I try to do. I try to be a good person so that people be like, you know what? I'm going to do a little bit. I'm going to try what she got. Now, I have a great relationship with God. I need to have a better relationship with myself. And a lot of people, that's where the disconnect comes in, because you can have a great relationship with God, because that's all he wants to do is have a great relationship with you. That's easy. But having a great relationship with yourself, trusting yourself, loving yourself, wanting more for yourself, that's something completely different. That's where it's hard. And that's where it goes back to your physical, and that's where it goes back to your psychological. Because having a good relationship with yourself means self-care. Literally. Self-care does not mean taking from your profit area and putting it in your physical and putting it in your in your psychological. And what I mean is, you're getting your hair and nails done, doing all of this type of stuff to your body physically, to go to the club physically and listen to music that is low vibrational and be with low vibrational people. So that's when it's not working good. If you're taking from your profit area, which we've discussed, and you're bringing it over into your physical area, you get a maid. You know what I'm saying? You don't even need like a $50 a week for a housekeeper once a week. I feel like that's dope, because so for example, right now I live in New York State. I make $20 an hour, $19 an hour, and that's okay for, obviously, actually no, that's like in poverty, literally. But what am I going to do? I'm not going to live a impoverished life because I'm making, poverty level money. But what I'm saying is $50 a week, that's 2 hours for me, basically. So I could have somebody come to my house, and clean up for 2 hours once a week, or clean up 1 hour a day, twice a week. That's taking money from my profit area, putting it into my physical area, and then that is going to make me feel better psychologically. You see what I'm saying? So when you have a good relationship, not only with God, but with yourself, then you find yourself doing things like that. And then some people, let's say you don't go to the club. Let's say you go to church. You're going out, you're buying outfits, that period, going to church. And sometimes churches are low vibrational. The musicians are low vibrational. They're living a low vibrational lifestyle. And then they're playing all of these instruments, singing all of these songs, doing all of this stuff. Sometimes it be the pastors. They have this one channel that's dedicated his whole life to, I shouldn't say dedicated his whole life, but a lot of his content is about the things that are going on in the black church. I'm black, if you can't tell. So a lot of my content in context is going to be Afrocentric. If I'm using that word right, I feel like I am. But yeah, so inside the black church, I'm sure the white church got shit going on in there too, but you know what I'm saying? I don't know. And it is what it is. So the Mormons just got sued over tithing. when I heard it was over tithing, I couldn't even watch the video no more. Because it's like, first of all, tithing is optional. Like, it's not optional, but you know what I'm saying? Like, how you gonna sue somebody because you gave them money? So, look, again, I didn't watch it. Maybe they're right. I don't know. I've gone over my 10 minutes. But long story short, whew, child, your philosophy, the thought process in which you are aligning yourself with is connected to every area of your life. So you better make sure that you are aligning your entire life with the right higher thought process, whichever one is right for you, because it also depends on where you are too. You know what I'm saying? What I got going on in my life over here in America may not be for what someone else has going on, or me as a single mom of 4 teenagers. You know, what's good for me is probably not good for another woman, even in America, even in New York State, even in my city. So that part, you need to make sure that you are aligning yourself with a higher thought process that is best for you in your lifestyle, your culture, and that you are, like we've been saying this whole time, choosing the very best of that higher thought process, going along with that, and then allowing that to permeate every area of your life. So that part, your philosophy really needs to be a really, really good one, and then it needs to be able to permeate every area of your life. So that's all I have to say about that. If you want to talk more about philosophy, you know what to do. Drop a comment, find me somehow, email, birdplane, whatever the case may be. But we got this. Thank you for listening to this series. I am going to see y'all later. Bye.